Hello, welcome. We don't even have a name for the show. Message for the Collective, I guess, is what we're calling this. I guess I should pull my microphone up so people could actually hear me. Welcome to the Messages for the Collective. This is something totally different, way outside our comfort zone. Not so much out of Angela's comfort zone, but outside mine. This beautiful lady beside me, her name is Angela Clement of Awaken Your Soul's Journey. She is a healer, an author. It would take me a month to go through all the different modalities that you have. Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
What are we doing here today, hon?
Well, I've got a message for the collective. I've got a little bit of astrology and I've got some card messages.
That's cool.
And then you've got your thing.
I got my thing. I am going to attempt to connect live or channel live with a galactic being from the Syrian star system. We have connected a few times over the last month or so. Has it been that long? He's making me feel like it's at least a month or so. And his name is Archimedes. And like I say, he is a galactic being. I was referring to him as an alien to begin with. And he has since corrected me and said, that sounds on Earth, that has got such negative connotations to it. Can we change that? Can we say it's a collective being rather than the alien? And I went, oh, that sounds way nicer, because that is really what you're doing. You are a galactic being, and yeah, he's going to have some messages. So how this is going to work, Angela is going to go first. She's going to pull some cards. I think she's already pulled a few cards, and she has channeled a message just for the collective. And then from there, I am going to do my best to channel Archimedes live. It's not going to be a trans channeling the way you guys are normally would see someone trans channel. This is going to be more of just me channeling. We'll see how it goes. I really don't know. I don't know what the plan is. We'll kind of take it as we go. When we are finished with the message and the channel, we're going to open it up for you folks. It's going to be your show. You're going to be able to ask questions. So we have a few people watching. If you are watching live, I know a lot of people will be watching the replay of this. So if you're watching live, by all means, put your questions in the chat. Doesn't matter where you are, whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on Facebook. We will, Angela will keep her eye on the chat, and she will be asking the questions, and I will try live channeling, or you can just ask Angela a question. Let's keep the questions to spirituality. This isn't the place to ask for a reading. So no, what does the future hold for me? You can ask what the future holds for Earth, but not of me. So keep it as a question for the collective, if that makes sense. Without further ado, I got goosebumps on my goosebumps that are sitting on my goosebumps. So let's continue. Angela, you have some messages.
Yeah. So I first did a little bit of research into the astrology, and the energy for this week feels really transformative. So I'm talking about like from now until next Friday. And it's also grounding at the same time. Pluto's in retrograde, and that means that people are beginning to see what no longer aligns with them, especially in their relationships, their habits, their careers. And even with your own personal identity, there are things that maybe just aren't lining up. It's a week of emotional honesty and slowing down and reconnecting with what truly matters for you. Spirit is asking the collective to release control, which is really difficult for many of us. Trust the unfolding process that's already in place and begin creating a more authentic foundation moving forward. So I pulled 3 cards. The first one is the current energy, the energy that's actually moving out now. And that is energy of being in your head. So, um, they want you to get out of your head, trust in the magic that permeates the fabric of the universe and beyond. So think about what experience you want to create and be thankful for it in advance. So it's almost like imagining that you've already got to that place and how will it feel and how will it look? And that's really where we want to go with that. Um, and then the next card is about what we can focus on right now. And it was all about the wisdom of the solar plexus. And so, if you know about the solar plexus, it's kind of your gut feeling. Um, if you've been a little anxious lately, it might mean that you've been disconnected from it. Um, it's the area below your rib cage and above your belly button, if you can see it that way. And you're just reminded to trust your gut instincts, and that will help you find whatever answers you've been struggling with. And then the final card is guidance or outcome for next steps. And that really is about um, joy doesn't have to be happening in the outer world. So, the greatest expression of joy can arise out of your deepest sorrows, even. Remember that joy is an energy and it is contagious. So, if you're spreading joy around, if you're joyful, the people around you are going to be joyful. It's a vibration. So, choose joy, and you'll see how much richer and more fulfilled your life is when you consciously choose to be joyful and grateful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You got more.
Um, really, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, those are between the astrology and the cards, I think there's a lot of connections there about how we can transform our lives and that we don't have to look to the outside to change for us to change within, right? So we can't wait for the world to change its colors or circumstances to change. What we need to do is change what we're choosing to feel inside.
My goodness. Hell yeah. Um, I can't emphasize. Um, yeah, very, very cool.
Hmm.
We're going to swap places now. There we go. We swapped places now. I I had no idea how this was going to work. I honestly, folks, we didn't rehearse this. We didn't even really talk about, besides the fact that we were going to do it. There wasn't a whole lot of conversation that happened. So as Angela was doing her thing, I was literally this wave of calm, relaxed energy like I have never felt before. I don't know how to even describe it other than I just want to like sit back. I want to bring the microphone closer and I just want to have a chat because that's literally how I feel right now. And as Angela was talking about, I think the word, I don't know if you use the word transformative, but when I'm connecting with Archimedes, I literally, my mind went, okay, where are we going to go first? And I keep getting, I want to call them they rather than he, which is interesting to me because they want, first of all, they want us to know who they are. Who is Assyrian? What is Assyrian? Who is Assyrian? Assyrian is a holder of knowledge. It's they are the keepers of the history of the universes. Interesting words. The choice universes. They helped with the history of Earth, going way back. Atlantis is a big word they show me, and then right away, as soon as I say Atlantis, they show me the pyramids. Um, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of history that says that those pyramids in Egypt weren't just didn't we didn't come to them by ourselves, that there was a higher force, the higher beings that helped us. Syrians had a lot to do with that creation, and they're making me say those creations. One of the biggest messages they have right now really focuses on what Angela was talking about with the being transformative. Um, Earth has lived in this real victim, quotation marks, hood state for many, many, many decades. And it is time now for each individual, each soul on earth to change that, to move away from being in that state and moving forward into a more pleasant, more relaxed state of mind where we're going to be able to transform our lives and make the world, Earth, a better place. It sounds so dramatic when we think one person, the collective being all of us, can change the world. Yes, it starts with one person. It's how we change our mindset from victimhood to managing that new outlook on life where anything is possible. We can affect others by how we react. Angela and I have talked many, many times about being in the now, and when we're in the victimhood state, we are living in the past. Victimhood is definitely a emotion of the past. Being in the present, we can affect our future. We will find more and more individuals will be connecting with different beings in the universe. And over the next years, plural, we will see a transformative state on Earth. One that has never been seen before, and one that we'll probably never see again. Be prepared, be ready. Weekly, we will get more and more information, not just from me, but from other individuals that are having that connection put forth onto the earth. This isn't the first time a connection has been made with a galactic being. There's many others out there doing it. We are going to see more and more of that happening. And that is the way we change from being in the past, being in the victimhood, to being in the now. Don't be so focused on materialistic of the earth. When we get too focused on the materialistic of the earth, we lose our focus on the now. When we focus on the materialistic, we move from the past and we move into the future. We always want more. The word want is the future, not the now. Very much hearing stay in the now. And I guess that's why when we look back at a lot of Angela and my messages that we have been channeling, it has been stay in the now, stay focused. And Archimedes really is pushing to stay focused in the now. Whew. If people have questions, please put them in the chat. Angela, if you can pay attention to the chat. Did the Syrians build the pyramids? No. Did they supply the blueprint and the methods to certain architectures of that time? Yes. That's where people get there had to be an alien form that helped. There was, and people did channel back then, thus they were able to get that blueprint. And not only the blueprint on how it should be built, but the actual blueprint to show how to do it, the actual labor involved. It wasn't like aliens came down and built it. Galactic beings, he's correcting my language, galactic beings gave architects the information needed that they were able to build it. Way advanced compared to what we think. If you look at the pyramids, and could we build them now? I'm sure we could with the cranes and everything we have now. They didn't have that back then. They were given the information to build it. Along with temples, etc., all over the world, not just in Egypt. Different galactic beings were involved. Different star systems were involved with different races on Earth at that time to help them. Whether we're looking towards south of us, going into Mexico, looking at the Mayan civilization, they also had connections with galactic beings. Their architects, our word now, were given information on how to build their temples and be so precise with the stars. Very interesting. Angela, do you have any questions that might want to be answered since we have nothing in the chat at this time?
I'm just curious about what they might have to say to people about the unrest that's happening in the world and what the advice would be.
That is the victimhood they talk about, is the, oh, we're in such a horrible times in our life. The unrest, the quotation marks, wars. I don't know why he'd make me put that in quotation marks, but he did. Those are that is the victimhood that he was referring to. To make a change, a lot of times things must get bad in order to be good. Will there be bad times? Yes. Will it turn into good times? Yes. It's just a matter of being aware of what's going on, but not dwelling on what's going on, if that makes sense. We need to be obviously aware of what's happening around us in the world, but we can and should also know that if we focus on it, overly focus on it, it can cause us to be in that victimhood. Yes, be aware, but know that this is preordained. This was supposed to happen. This isn't something the universe, as what we would call it, humans would call it, didn't know about it. They knew it was happening. They knew it was going to happen. This is the big plan.
There's a question now.
Excellent.
So Shelley's saying in the last few days she's come in contact with Galactic Being and is very excited about it. Do galactic beings work with just one human at a time?
No. And that was very forceful. No. And they, he, I don't know why it's weird. I'm going to have to dwell into that. He, they. As they were saying earlier in this channel, many of us will be connecting with beings. Some of us, it's for ourselves. Others, it's for the collective. You will know who, when, where. Just know that you're not special. I'm not special. They didn't pick me because, oh, Kevin's special and we're going to pick Kevin because he's the medium. No. The individuals they pick need to stay humble, need to realize that they are but a vessel that was chosen, and there will be millions of vessels being chosen over the years. And there has been millions of vessels chosen going back millennia over the years, that have channeled. It's never just one. To think there's just one is a ridiculous thought only a human could come up with. Wow. That's me. That wasn't at you, Shelley. That was at the collective, because there is people out there that honestly believe that they are the one, that they are the only one. No, they aren't. And if someone ever comes on your screen and says that I am the chosen one, I am the only one that's actually channeling a galactic being, scroll by them, turn them off. They're not humble. They aren't of the light. Ooh, goosebumps on that one. Any follow-ups, Angela?
No, I think this is cool. Very cool and very timely.
Yes. Very, very timely. Um,
I think a lot of people are looking for direction, and they're looking for more than just what we've been hanging on to for the last for the duration of our lives. We're looking for more, um, and I think people are waking up to the fact that there's more out there than we realize,
oh,
and we
yes.
are much more powerful than we realize as well.
So much more powerful. Um, it's, whew, I wish people could actually see the hair on my arms actually standing straight up on end. Again, when we talked about that we've been called to do these messages, um, we had no idea what we didn't. It wasn't like we sat and planned what we were going to say, planned on Angela doing what she did, the messages she gave. Um, and it was funny because I said to her, was it yesterday? I said to you, I have no idea what's going to be said. Like, this is weird. Like, I go into when I do a channeling session, I go in blank. I don't know what they're going to say. And Angela said, I'm sure you'll be just fine and they'll put it all together. And that's really what happened. It's kind of cool. It's one of those moments that you go, wow. Um, I often tell my clients, and I think I've said it on the air many times, is once we know something, it's impossible to unknow it. And this is one of those times. Angela said it's kind of cool to know that we're not alone. It's not just us out there. Um, which you and I have known that for ages, I'll say. Even before you and I got I was, we got together. I was going to use the kids' word today. Um, it's literally something that everything that's happened and that has brought us to May 8th at 3:30 set us up to do what we're doing. Does that make sense? Am I babbling?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think we're getting some validation in Anne just said.
I'm
That's
going to bring that
exactly
up
what I
on Monday.
needed to her today,
Yeah.
to hear today. So timely. Yeah.
You know what? It's exactly what I needed to hear as well. And that's when you know the messages are for the collective, because I bet you there's 50 people that are going to listen to this, 100 people that are going to listen to this message over the next week. And each one of them are going to say, wow, like Angela was talking directly to me. I felt like that was a reading for me. Or Kevin, the message, one of the messages, this message out of that channel was for me. And yes, it was. And for that person, and that person, and this person, and that person. So, yeah, it's
And I
very,
think we intuitively take away what we need at that time too. So it's in that way, it's very individual.
yes. I said this afternoon to you or this morning, whenever someone does a session or I do a session with somebody, I always take what I need.
Mhm.
There's some stuff that I call it fluff, and I shouldn't use that word because it's important, but it's the fluff of a reading. And then there's the underlying message of a reading that you need to take with you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and somebody else's your fluff might be somebody else's, "This is what I need to take away."
Exactly. That's why I say it's my fluff. It's somebody
Yeah.
else's message, that
Mhm.
underlying. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's very cool. I think this is going to be I know you and I really haven't talked about it, but I think this is going to become a weekly event for us. Um, Sometimes it'll last a half hour, other times it's going to last an hour, other times it might be just 15 minutes. Um, we're going to leave it up to the universe, especially when you're channeling through your cards, or I'm channeling a message from my galactic partner here. It'll be all over the place. When I asked how long should we put aside for this, I literally got a laugh in my ear. And as I say to most times, I don't hear, I actually heard laughter, literal laughter, because how can you put time on something that doesn't have time?
Mhm.
Wow. What a statement. How can you, I'm going to repeat it because it was that good. I look up like this because when I'm channeling, I feel the energy coming in on my right hand side. Um, not where my clients' guides normally come in, but farther off in a distance. Um, I literally can feel the energy traveling through space. It's real, I can't describe it. But anyways, that's why I look up here when I say, how can you put time on something that doesn't have time? You got to remember that time is an earth thing. That's it. Period. End of story. Um, we will be doing this. I don't know if it's going to be every Friday. I don't know if that's going to happen or if it's going to bounce days. We will let you know as we know, because we will know when we need to know.
We will know what we need to know when we need to know it, as April always says.
Which Angela is going to have a hard time with, folks. And I'm going to apologize to her in advance because she likes to have things planned out. She likes her list. She likes to know that every Friday at 3 o'clock, this is going to happen. It's not going to be that way, unfortunately. Some days it's going to be Wednesdays. Some days it's going to be Thursday nights. Some weeks it's going to be Tuesday nights. We're going to go all over the place with it. So when we need it, we will get it. And we'll try to give as much notice as possible. But you don't have to be here live to get the messages. This recording will be out there for eternity on YouTube and on Facebook for as long as they leave it on. But if you ever stuck, jump over to YouTube. While you're on YouTube, whether you're on my YouTube, Kevin the Medium, or Angela's YouTube, which is just Angela Clement, click that subscribe button. It really does help get the message out to more people. It really does help YouTube recognize that this kind of information is really important, and they will show it to more people, especially on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, comment on the post. I know we didn't comment on everybody's comment today, but we will be. If you have a question, put it in there. We're going to take those questions and kind of keep them. And when we do this, it'll be they'll always have that Q&A aspect to it. So ask the questions. We will keep track. When I say we, of course, I'm saying Angela, because she's the organized one. As you can see by her beautiful shelf behind her, how organized it is. And my mess of wires that you can see in here. I just noticed that. I've been doing how many shows, and I've never noticed that before. That's funny. Yeah, ask your questions. We will get them answered in our next event episode. I don't want to call it an episode because it's not an episode. It's not a show. It's a message. So next time we're on, we will, if you have questions that you either send to us, if you're shy and don't want to put it in the chat, you can private message us the questions as well. If you want to get a hold of this young lady here and book a reading where she pulls cards for you and does angel card readings, go to her website, Healing Energy. No, what is it again?
Healingenergy.world.
Healingenergy.world. You can go to that website and see all the services that she has. Type in Kevin the Medium, or it's still under Cavelli Channeling as well. Either one. You can go to my website and you can book through me. If you want to book a session with both of us, we do Healing Hearts, where Angela does healing, pulling cards and does healing through that, where I pull messages from your loved ones and from your spirit guides. And that can be booked through Angela's website. And yeah, every Tuesday night, Angela does a cool little program. No, it's Wednesday nights now. Wednesday nights. It was Tuesday nights. It's Wednesday nights now, where Angela does a cool little program called, what do you call it? Spiritual writing?
Discovery writing. Spiritual discovery writing.
There you go. Tell people about that.
Yeah. It's just really what it is I have some specific prompts and things for people to go deeper on their own understanding of themselves and where they are and who they're becoming. And we lean into a little bit of automatic writing. So trying to access the wisdom from within to answer maybe some of the questions that you have. And it's always pertinent to, the time that we get together. So whoever shows up is supposed to be there. Yeah. And I see you've got a question there.
From Nancy, are galactic beings open to everyone? Yes. We talked about that earlier. I guess you might have missed it. But yes, everybody can have the ability to connect with galactic beings. Will everybody on Earth connect to galactic beings? No. But the question is everybody capable of? I'm going to say yes. Will everybody? Maybe in the future. I live in the now, and they really stress that we live in the now. But they're also making me feel like that's where we're headed. We'll cover that in detail on another episode or another channeling that we do, because we're in for a lot on Earth. It's going to be a cool next 20 to 50 years. Cool things are happening. Awesome. Anything else? Oh, sorry. Sunday nights. If you're so called and you feel like you need a mini reading to see what we do on our 1 hour sessions, every Sunday night we do our Healing Hearts mini readings. We record them in a private Zoom, and then we put them out onto our social medias on Monday night. Big one for that is, remember, they are recorded and they will be shown on live on social medias. I can guarantee you nothing that a loved one will come through with, or nothing your guides will come through with, will harm you, will embarrass you. So it's not like we're going to get into deep private matters on the air. So if you're so called, join us on a Sunday night. We'll be putting links out on our social media for that. Anything else that I'm not getting to talk about, Angela, or are we good?
I think we're good for now. I think we've overwhelmed everybody
Whew.
sufficiently.
Yeah, I know I'm overwhelmed. I'm going to go have a nap. So, folks, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in on a Friday afternoon. And like I say, these are going to be random. They're not. It's not going to be every Friday. We might get to the point where it happens every on the same day. I don't know. But for right now, we will let you know when we're going to do the next one. Take care, everybody.